All right, welcome to the program. My name is Dr. Mankota. You are watching the TPN TV and radio network. Um, well, we got so many things for discuss today, and but I just want to focus on the the main theme of the discussion today. Let me just make sure I put aside for inform people them about the program. Let me put this in some of the groups so that then we're able for follow up. Um, the reason what to make I want to focus on one very important topic today because I know saying that topic we important for the sanity. I know saying that topic we for the sanity and the integrity of Sierra Leone democratization process. I know say the way politics done it today, we got so many influences through social media platforms, and sometimes, or most times, people where they come for kind influence politics na salon, they know they look at things in a more nationalistic or patriotic way. Then they look at things in a partisan politics. So when you get such people now the society, it is important for make the government be careful what then they pull out there. Make the government get a very vibrant and sincere PR system, what would they call public relations system. And it is also important for make we now the stakeholders of whatever political process they go on a salon for make we also do your level best for make sure the process is not either sideline or being used for personal and political purpose. Now, if you now remember, this past week or so, a lot of talk been dey go on. We get for do with a new system where the SLPP led government of Mada Bio don't introduce in parliament. There are so many things in that bill, but one of the main important uh, item in that bill, now I get for discuss, we get for do with what we call proportional representation. Let me bring it up. All right. Una the area about that, right? Proportional representation. This now is a process where the SLPP government led government want for introduce na Sierra Leone. I don't know, probably for the next coming election 2023 or something like that. But this is something that they are looking up to implement or adopt by the uh, parliament. All right. We see the theatrics way they go under parliament. And I know one for make I focus more on parliament the theater stuff the way they do. I want for focus on waiting at the importance of this particular process because you know one of the things we I find out for this government, they're very poor when it comes to public relations stuff. They are very poor. If una listen or una watch the SLPP spokespeople or defenders, where they try for explain this particular process. Now one thing we can na me mind, we now one movie we then they call Lost in Translation. I know say probably some of you don't watch this movie before. But for the purpose of people that way they not watch this movie, Lost in Translation, waiting at the theme of the movie here is, for example, somebody go now a place where you know sabi talk the language of the locals on that place them, and the locals themselves they not sabi talk in your language. So what they expect for them? For find somebody where they can be as an interpreter between the locals and the person who want for can deliver this message. And what thing can happen when the person they talk and waiting the translate to the people them are two different things. So now the title of the movie is Lost in Translation. You know, it translates different thing. The person they talk or other different things. So it's just kind of a sample, an example the way I did try for you. But these are some of the things we they say with the SLPP folks. They one the way say now people the way now the spokespeople them they know they do a good job. Okay, I listened to one of the discussion one of the media na salon where the SLPP person talks saying the important thing about this proportional representation is it dey help the county for make the one their way na the minority then will get a chance for um for get representation. But that's actually true. But Usai it can muddy the water. It dey try for talk say I dey talk I get for tell una more about this proportional representation when I seen at the screen. So I will discuss that. I dey just dey try from put out a foundation on why it is important for let we all put we hands together and try from understand what's in this process, what's in this system, this proportional representation system. We side this person or the other people that then come muddy the water. Now they say, well, now the party now in they make the list, he send na the NEC or National Electoral Commission, and after the election, at the time that one they weigh the party, they they choose whether they go represent whose constituency. Okay, there's a problem there, especially for we when the APC folks we don't get a bitter experience when it comes to allowing the leadership of a political party. They determine whether and whether supposed for represent who and where. And now, before I come into that, because that is going to be the discussion between me and Una with the watch we, because as we all know, this particular program now a program one interactive, with it at the talk, or with me and me commentators and then they talk. If you not agree with that or you agree with that, hey, just put your comment at the comment section. We they read them and we they discuss them. If you if you really want for come in show the program for make you call in and say something, yes, we get an option for that. Now the phone number this. The phone number now 480-409-4001. That's the phone number. If you want for call for make you be part of the discussion, or if you just want for send a comment, just put on at the comment section of the platform where they watch we from. Now, let's understand first of all. Let's try for put the basics of this particular process, this proportional representation. And thank God, a teacher they we also Probably. You know a little bit about that. Well, me not a teacher actually, but I actually do political science and comparative religion in college. So I think I know a little bit about some of them processes here. I go do my level best for make I able to explain. And when I say phone the watch, we I know see most of una probably get probably a better idea of this particular system. Now that make a once for let we get this interaction, so we go able educate with people them, especially the one that way they back home, where this get for affect. Now, waiting a proportional representation, right? That's not the first thing we as people, we as a society, we suppose for um for first understand waiting now proportional representation. Well, the basic principle here is now let me just try for define them as simple as possible. It is a process in which the seats is determined proportionately based on the vote cast. Okay, that's not the simplest way of explaining that. Okay, now I will give you an example anyway. The example they come now. We get many six types of proportional representation. We get the party list voting. Uh, well, the party list voting, I in we they try for do right now na salon. We are in the party, they create a list and send them. For example, let me give you an example. Like let's say Naton Kolele, then get 10 seats where they allocate from Tonkolele district, right? And each party they send 10 members na the list for them 10 seat then they. For example, the APC 10 send 10 list 10 member list. The SIPP send 10 member list. Maybe the NGC send the same thing. And then when this particular list then get the 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 neck they conduct the election. And what will happen when NEC conduct the election? The election is going to be based on proportion. I will give you the example. Now, so now particularly the first one na in Sierra Leone one for do. The first type where then they just create a list and send them a neck, then this neck, then go do the people there, then they vote for the party, not to for the individual, then they vote for not to for the individual candidate. And after that, now the party now get for say, okay, this person I need to go represent this constituency, this person I need to go represent this constituency. Now, the other type is called mixed member proportional voting. The mixed member proportional voting is a component of single voting system and single transferable voting system. Okay, or party list voting system. What's in that one they mean? Okay, let's say 50% of the 10 seats here, then they do a party list voting wherein then they go vote for the party. Then 10%, let's say 10, the 10 seat example I give them. Let's say 5 of them one day, because of circumstances, then they do a party list voting. Wherein for the party, then they go vote, then the party now they distribute the candidates based on their percentage. Then the other half, then they do individual voting, like voting what they do right now na salon. We're in a single voting system, right? So that means the candidates they come one candidate for one seat, one candidate for one seat instead of just a bulk. So if you don't understand, please just put everything what you the question at the comment section. I will come back and explain more. Now, the other type, then call them single transferable or choice vote. Wetin are these single transfer or choice votes? Okay, I think in the 1900, dem dey do in America now, yeah. This single transferable or choice vote. I think say in some states, I think that system they still dey. But most of times na places like Germany and other places that then they do this single transferable. Wetin that mean? Alright, then they put all the candidates na a single paper. Okay, the candidates then they put them all na a single paper. Then you wey dey go vote, you dey select candidates based on preference. For example, let's say we get 5 candidates, then put their names and picture on a single paper. You they go put candidate A, number 1, candidate B, number 2, candidate C, number 3, and so forth and so on. Now, then call her multiple choice, wherein you choose one or more candidates, but you get for preference them. Whether you want, whether na your first choice, now that one they put number 1, your second choice, now number 2. So in this case, you don't help the party itself for make them look at them people. Then they say, okay, this person now in number 1, now in get the most number 1 vote. So now in then they go use for represent. Then if that person they may be unavailable or can maybe it can die or something happens so that way not able, then go to number 2. Okay. Now in then called single transferable or choice vote, wherein you put some of them in the. I'm just trying to paraphrase. I'm not going able for explain everything, but I just did try for paraphrase. So these are some of the proportional representation types. Now, all right. This is not the example now where I want for give now. Una listen, listen very carefully. I've been not giving now just summary example. All right, let's say you get 10 seats to contest for now a district. Okay, now a district. I say now constituency, but actually a district. Let's say you get 10 constituency now Tonkolele. Then una send them list here. Then go vote. Now let's say party A get 60% of the vote. Remember, this not by individual but by party. Party B gets 40%. What thing that means? Well, party A, since it gets 60% of the total votes, is supposed to get 6 seats from the 10 seats them. Then party B get 40%, so in get 4 seats. Now in total to the 10 seats. We understand, right? What are the time for talk about, right? Now in total the 10 seats. Now I want for make I give you a little bit time for make una able to digest this particular system. Okay, we'll get for come to the advantages and disadvantages of this particular system. But this is not the example where a proportional representation actually they do. It's based on a proportion vote cast. If your party bring 60% of the votes, remember this is not an individual candidate. This is by party. So the individual now kind of a bulk. Even though yes, the list already did to the electoral commission, but the voters are not voting for the individual; they are voting for the party. So the party will bring more votes based on what he bring. Now they get more seats. If you bring less, you get less. All right. Now, so what are the importance of this? The advantages. Well, this they tell you say every voter is represented irrespective of the status. Whether you didn't at the minority, you get representation. You didn't at the majority, you get representation. Right? So that's now one of the advantages of a PR system, proportional representation system. The second advantage is a very, very rare for America a party get an absolute majority in the parliament. Let's for example, let's say an um if you get especially now a multi-party democracy like Salon, wherein we get multiple party. So you go find out say a party not go able to get an absolute majority. That's now one of the advantages. What in that mean? That means say majority must compromise for make build them pass. Well, in a Western society. But we will talk about that more. Now, what's are the disadvantage here now? Well, the disadvantage here is the MPs, they know they serve the individual constituency where they represent. Then they serve the party. That's not a disadvantage, very, very bad. Because since they one the way they represent, they understand him, now the party now in they select them, not to the individual constituency they select them, they hold more loyalty to the party itself than the constituency where they represent. All right. Now, and the second thing where I just don't explain, indecision. Well, since the proportional representation is very difficult for make somebody get an absolute majority in a divisive parliament like Sierra Leone, nothing know they go on there. Because if you get a minority way obstructive, and in a real political system, then they obstruct they go. They not go allow for make them the majority for make they able bring bills the way they pass. While in Sierra Leone, negotiate a little bit different because um the Speaker of Parliament now in the absolute majority. It bulldoze himself into the minority. All right. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of this. If you get any question, please don't hesitate for put your comment, your question at the comment section. Okay. Now, all right. So let's discuss this. Well, let me pull this and bring in my wonderful commentator, Mr. Cyber Insight. Thank you very much for um, patience. Now,
Good day, good day, Dr. Makota.
so I know say a lot of people them they don't really understand what's in the process of a PR system, proportional representation. I know say not to everything I able for explain because this not just a program, so I have to curtail some of the details of that. So not just kind of a summary. What do you think?
Dr. Makota, I want to tell you thank you. I want to tell listeners there, I do. This na Baibure. Well, now very interesting topic. But like you rightly say, we not get time enough for more really going to go in depth about what these concepts they are after. You don't explain the thing done. Proportional representation. Traditionally, or in ancient Greek, when they say democracy, every individual, you the mortal man, anything will for affect you in the country or the community where they, if you take part in the decision making of that decision day, now in democracy all about. So first, when the population not been begin, not been boku, then we make and direct democracy. Direct. How? When something come, now the village or the community who say there, then they call meeting. All man go sit down a barre. They ask all man how you feel about this. More do this, more do this. Because the decision therefore affect you, If for that day, if for get something for take, before they we all agree, before that decision they be part of that community day. But because the population don't boku, now it make them bring an indirect democracy or indirect representation.
Yeah.
We they call member people them who feel say they're capable, who appoint them, and go na place outside and call parliament for sit down for talk for make law where they affect we now we community. Because mortal man, any law will get for affect you if you get an input in them. The only way where they get input because the world don't big, the population don't begin, if for same person for go represent you. Now he make who for wise up, who for know, who that for send for more go represent you. Well, for some reasons, the representation don't it change. Certain country there, who say the rate of illiteracy is very, very high. Like the European, Scandinavian countries, then get what they call this PR system. Now they reign like that Finland there. Finland. Then get that in there because it's a little bit complex because mathematics there, enough people like just go vote, then count who that get, then call a winners take all. What we say, where they say constituency, where they count who that get simple majority, then declare you winner. PR system is different. I get a lot of variety, vary from country to country. So what me they contribute as an input now, Salon will go and ask we self why we need the PR system. Why we need them? Because fundamentally, when they make law, the law for benefit all man na the country. But if law they come, where they benefit a particular person or a particular set of person at the expense of the other people, then now they the problem they. So now I make for pay attention. If this government now alone, they want bring this system for me just benefit a particular political party or a particular individual. Sierra Leone, we have to be wise up. Any law work for make us alone, if for benefit every Sierra Leonean, not just a particular region. If a political party don't feel say naturally or geographical composition of their party, they're not able to get majority. But they want to use some tactics for make them penetrate other region. Make them they get small representation. For make them get the majority where they want. For make them get speakership. For think but that one they critically. Because then not just what the party they, not just what the party system they. So if you don't rely, say, in party, you know, will get the majority seat, but he won't come the other region for me can get some seats and they where they add up, you go able to get majority. Sierra Leone, we have to be wise up in taking all the decision because the PR system, like what Dr. Mankota was saying, where he give an instance, we are in because we get for agree first. What they call the blocking. How the population go for B and how the seat get for day. All the political party get for agree. Say, but if they can do the blocking by districts, other than constituency, we need for agree, say, each district forget 10 seats. And this 10 seats here, it depends on how much each of the political party receive valid vote in a given elections. Say like what doctor was saying, in it's a place where we get 10 seats and the they conduct them make election. A particular party gets 60% of the valid votes, automatically that party they forget six seats of the 10. And if the other party gets 40, now him forget the remaining 4 seats. That is how the system they go. Sierra Leone and one more she don't more understand this thing properly. More see some people that will feel say they are clever, then go change the rules of the game in the middle of the game. And when we they talk about bringing a system like this, if which more bring her in a political environment, we are in public confidence of the current leadership, they in high. But we are in, we get a government, we are in people that they doubt how the police they operate, how the court system they operate, how other people and they do things then. The main important institutions now the country, the credibility or the
All right. I know say you did pan
reputation,
right. Okay.
if they
Yeah.
at stake, it is very difficult.
Yeah. It seems like
Can you
you are losing your audio and the video itself don't freeze. So you hearing me?
okay. I hear you loud and clear. I hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah.
But if
Okay.
they
Go.
hearing me, if they hearing me contributions, if they hearing what I talk,
Yeah. We hear what you talking now. This few seconds or more. It seems like it fluctuates.
okay. So that is what the system is all about. It's a
Okay.
very interesting thing. But one, they say they function well in a country where the rate of literacy, people like vote on issues. Then they offer people a lot of choice. So people then get for take time to understand the various choices there. Now I make the rate of literacy is very, very important
So
in a system like this.
yeah. So here is one of the things we at the look at this system. Um, it get advantages just like where I've been present the advantages in my slides, and but we also get for look at the makeup of the country. And you say one thing where you correct, cyber enjoy. The SLPP, they bring this particular system with the hope saying, and don't understand saying, then they get more percentage in the north than the way the APC they get more percentage in the south and east. This is the calculation, the political calculation where then they come up with this because let's say um they're going and they bring 30%, most of the minimum is 30% or 39% in most of um the elections in the north. If that replicates to national, like during the general election, well, we know say now the north will get a few political parties we probably get for run. I know say the next election probably PMDC is not going to be a viable party at all. We represent the south and the east. So therefore, the south and the east is actually almost 100% controlled by the um, the SLPP. So they are confident for say at least and they get 85% of the votes, or even maybe more than that. Now the south and east part of the country, they are now left to the north. If they're able to get 30% of the vote, well, now a lot of seats down there, a lot of seats up. We commentator just I think he been get some internet problem, so it just dropped. So now a lot of seats down there. Now I don't know, but I just want to make some calculation here. Maybe together, me and Una do that because this particular program get for do with education, right? And that make we dey make interactive because we want for make we able learn certain things then for the benefit of the country. Let me just share my screen here and let's see how that's okay. Let's see. Let me share my screen. Share screen. All right, let me just bring this calculation, right? Oh, let me pull this thing first. Okay, this is not the calculation, right? Um, let's try to, right now, we get 132 seats, right? Is it calculating? Oh, sorry. Ha. Okay, now the screen, just the tap no more. Right now, we get, no, let me just pull this off. Right now, we get 132 seats at the country. And unfortunately, I know say 14 out of that seat, them seats, then they 14 is paramount chief. I think four is um I don't know if na NGC or C4C. But let's say we get 30. Now let me just try for make it easy for everybody. Let's say we get 30 32 seats. Okay. So if in that city, okay, cyber you don't come back. So I just they make some calculation. I'm not a mathematician, so please don't hold me to that. Let's say, let me just divide the city equally between the APC and the SLPP. So if we divide them, well, forget about the NGC and all the other things, then now just divide them into two. So that means um 66 seats for each. Now, if you get 66 seats times 132 divided by 100. I don't know if now the correct one and the nah, I don't think say correct. But you get 50%. 66 seats, you get 50%, right? Now, if you get 70% of your 66 seats, they are enjoy now know more about maths. Let me what and call 66 seats divided by I think 100 times. Is it 100? I think so. All right. So if you get 70% of the 66 seats, probably you don't lose about 12 seats, 12, 13 seats. Okay, 12 or 13 seats. Around that. Let me just say 13 seats. Okay. No, actually 15 seats. 15 because 66 divided by one third is around 15 seats. So let's say the SLPP get 60 seats. Now then your constituency, we get 6 seats there. I'm just trying to say because this not the calculation where the SLPP then they come up with. So if the SLPP gets 60 seats, now then constituency, which is about 80 something to 90% of the votes. And this is calculated based on the two party, not based on the multi-party. All right. Then if what they bring now the APC stronghold weighing about 39 to 40%, let's say 30% for the sake of this discussion. Let's say 30%. So that means then get 15 seats. So 15 seats minus 6. So then gain 9 seats. So 66 plus 9. Then get 75 seats. This is not the political calculation where the SLPP they try for look at. Well, probably it will backfire. All right, it will likely backfire. But this is exactly the calculation where the SLPP then they look at. Then they look at how much during the past elections, them how much percentage will they bring now their own stronghold. Then they look at how much percentage will then they bring now their own stronghold. Then they make this particular decision where they want for they will get proportional representation. So you know, get nothing for do with actually trying for minimize violence or something like that. So that's not the problem. This not the exact thing I they tell you so. If you look at Amos percentages, probably would they get around 15% or na they stronghold. Probably the most is 20%. Na they stronghold. Now they get there. Most of the elections them. Some elections have now then it will not even reach that other side. But in any case, that's nothing. Then they look at and it's time for calculation. Okay, we know say consistently the APC they get this amount of percentage now we on stronghold. If it stand, then we they get this percentage consistently like they on stronghold. So this favors the APC, the SLPP more than the APC. When I see the calculation, and that make the APC always supposed for good consult people their way intelligent, way they project, way analytical, so that then go able for tell the tactics of the SLPP. There is nothing where the SLPP they want for they want this proportional representation other than CC. It favors them more because of the voting pattern within the country. So if you're not APC, think about this, right? Really, really, I want to make you think about this and try for understand why. I want to make them very clear. Proportional representation are a very, very good idea in a society where um, they look at the minority as part of the society instead of winners take all. That's now one of the advantages the way proportional representation gets. But in a society where people they don't care about whether the majority or the minority, then they do things because remember, in 2018, the APC been get the majority in the parliament. The SLPP bulldoze them through the justice system and all the where they come, then they knock them out. And right now, the APC is actually, I'm not saying the majority, but they get more seats than the SLPP. But yet still, we're not even the area then they talk about say, okay, since the majority now is supposed to forget the speakership, the majority now is supposed to forget the speakership. So therefore, the APC is supposed for don't take over at this particular time because right now we get more seats in the parliament than any other political party. So we call ourselves at the majority, but they don't care. So in any case, this proportional representation, presumably, they just favor the SLPP because of the voting pattern way they go on at the country. Go ahead, Mr. Cyber and Jai.
Well, Doc, I don't talk about my previous submission. Any law that benefits just a or a particular individual a recipe for disaster. Maybe every member of the community or the country they make. So
You go in and out. I think your internet. I don't say you did out because I see you did inside motocar. Your internet look it dey fluctuate.
yeah, and they say if this law when they make it just they benefit a particular political party, more not higher than the SLPP and the leadership of the SLPP. This for
Yeah,
don't might not
yeah. You you sound really really bad. If you bad like crickets, you really really bad today. And I don't say you there outside. All right. So yeah, Sabanjai, here is in as much as we lack the proportional representation, but let we not do them based on politics because it favor me. So therefore, that make at the brain come because it favor the country. And the other thing we are seeing on this proportional representation, the idea that we dey do a party list voting. I know as somebody we don't know the APC party, we don't be an APC for a very long time and see how selection process now we own party don't destroy the fabric of we own party, the confidence of people within the party. We make even the young folks them revolt for make them change that selection clause. This proportional representation, this party list votes, Um, compatible with we constitution. That's number one. And I've been discussed about this with the Nesaidu, then there's the TPN forum, where them they try for talk say, oh, the proportional representation, there is no primaries. Well, if we do that, then the APC don't go back to the selection process. And we know the experiment where we don't go through this selection process where a small group of people then and then get the power for tell say now you supposed for what and custom. We can still go with the proportional representation, but primaries and elections should still continue within the APC party because we don't want to go back saying, okay, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, and the secretary, and the few people them within that NAC, then they determine would that and would that supposed for qualify. The other disadvantage where I see and I put another the presentation is the fact that this they help in the long run, they help the constituencies in which, because we have to remember here the the purpose of constituency delimitation and representation is for make people waiting at the constituency send somebody for go represent them. It's never about representing the party. Never, absolutely. It is about representing the people. And if this is the case, why do we want to take away that ability for the people for make them choose without they want for choose for go represent them? Now, let's say we make this bulk list here with Senam. Will not tell who that they represent what constituency, then we win that election day. Then go take somebody we not even get the interest of that constituency. Sometimes for good itself, one day go there. Now they go represent the constituency. How it go able for do a better job in parliament. So when I see um the the disadvantage of the party list voting now this proportional representation. It not go work for the people. It work for the party. It give more power to the party, and it take away power from the people where then parliamentarian then get for go represent. That's a very very huge thing we need to look at. Go ahead, Cyber.
Well, we political thinkers, the way how they look at is it's like a multiplier effect. The blocking when they make is like we just they enlarge, we just they enlarge the constituency to a district. Now district blocking. Say instead, say the constituency, the districts are divided into different constituency.
Mhm.
Now we merge them all, we fix them all
Yeah.
on the understanding that for some political thinkers, that some of these guys who send there to represent the constituency as individuals, they may not represent the APC well in our constituency. It is giving some trouble in case the SLPP bring in somebody. So now let's fuse it to a district block. We send the entire, and the political party, which is the APC, go be the center of focus for make sure say that particular district develop so that come elections, no party no go between them. So this is not the idea that the individuals, when they give them the constituency development fund, then they make them pocket cashable. They are not doing anything. The political party, at political level, the political party, if we organize itself in such a way that then 6 seats they won't be don't get now the previous election, we go one get 8, if not all, the following election. So they bring in more development into that district, will give you more seats, so that in the next election they agree. These are the ideas of political thinkers. That the individual what they send, say then a member of parliament, anything will get it, they eat in one. The political party, because the importance of political party in any political system cannot be overemphasized. Like somebody says, a governing system without a political party It's like Ivan Jenny in England, in London, around 1954. He said a parliament without political party is like a crowd without a purpose. And that when the political and the developmental issues of a given community is tied on the what thing the manifesto of the APC talk, how he wants Sierra Leone for develop, how the various districts for develop. When it is tied to that particular manifesto, it's different than when an individual by Bure got the map, na Potloko, na he on this street, go begin to talk, they develop. Only for when he get the resources from the government, transcend, go down, trickle down to the people. They say the political party are stronger in translating the resources and the developmental aspirations of the country than individual people. Or they go with
Yeah,
the manifesto, they go talk.
yeah. Ideologically speaking, I agree with you, but you get to look at the mentality, the social aspect of some of these arguments. It is hard for bring that's not the purpose. You understand? But you get to remember, saying, like I said, I want to repeat again. The purpose of whether districting or constituency delimitation and representation is for make the people elect somebody where they go represent them, not the party. Then they go represent that constituency there. So in a party list voting in a proportional representation, the party get more power than the people. And in a corrupt society like Sierra Leone, so you will find out say the people that will get money, will get influence, are always going to be the people who are going to be selected by the party. We don't see and we don't experience the APC through the selection process, wherein Payansane and the few people them now then they sit down, even if the constituency say, oh, okay, now this person we want for make it go represent him, Payansane and the other few folks then go say, no, no, we the party say we they give this person this symbol. And you go find out say that person the way they give am the symbol is more tied to the party than the constituency itself. Now the problem this way. So let will not take away that power from the constituency for make the elect who that they want for make it go represent them instead of the people. It very good in some aspects for say yes, let we do a proportional representation for the sake of minority representation. That are the purpose of proportional representation. Everybody is represented ideologically and theoretically represented. But let we look at the disadvantage of that. If the disadvantage is small, affecting the people, we not the remember democracy is the people. There is nothing in a definition of democracy where they say a government of the party, by the party, for the party. They say a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So you see the emphasis on the people. And that's not in we get for pay with attention. So let we go to the comment section. I see some comment and don't come. Let we discuss on that. Let we start with Delwyn Thomas. Good evening from Northern Ireland. Good evening, Mr. Thomas. All right. Usman Banks, SLPP are afraid of the election. Well, they are not afraid of election. They want to manipulate the election. They want to manipulate the win. Now that make the APC get a responsibility for people like we. So now we look at waiting at the impact on some of them decision yeah we parliamentarian and they do for pass this bill waiting at parliament right now. We get for do with this proportional representation. Waiting at the advantage and disadvantages. Let we get a scale where we get for weigh them and see is that something that actually benefit the people? Is that something that benefits we or benefits the SLPP alone or benefit everybody? So we have to put all the factors in at this scale here and say, you know what? I don't think say we are going to take this at this particular time. We want to stay for now until we mature enough for the professional. Not to foresee a bad thing. Go ahead, uh, Cyber. Maybe you want to say something on this.
Well, yes, that point where they talk, say party cronyism, therefore will exist, and that for make the party put you on the list. It must say you are the blue boys of the big guys. But the only thing there is this what they talk so is different from when they talk about Payansane and Pa whosoever. Now we they talk of a political party what for function as an institution. We are in no two or one person not they dominate the scene. Now the institution, the party, now in they look out everything. Because at the end of it all, it is the party that the people are going to hold accountable. Because we voted you and we see no development coming from you. The next election, we deny you of the vote. We
And
not the
what
vote for that party day.
and what you get for do?
So now I make they say this system they work well. I don't talk this, I keep on saying it. In a country wherein the literacy rate, the ability to read and write people for vote on issues is very, very high. So that
Exactly.
people can go to understand they do things there. If you not
Exactly.
deliver, you not get for be on tribe. If you not deliver, the next thing we deny your party the vote. We try back another political party mostly. But more the one where they bring development, now would they continue for vote for. But again, I want more see what you do happen back now the changes in the SLPP constitution. Some people they don't occupy some position at the SLPP constitution that even when they leave power, they are still powerful within the party. And then they control the SLPP party remotely because the party now get the final say in saying who does what, who is going to be what. So now make
Are you,
people and they try
are you
to
are
do.
you are you are you mistaking the APC for the SLPP or what? Because what you talk say if you like say now the APC now they don't get them.
No, 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 no. The last election, the SLPP, they're not normally the SLPP, the leader and the chairman now one thing, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But the past convention, what they don't make them, then don't separate them.
yeah.
Then don't separate them now. Not just so it don't be.
Mm-hmm.
You know why they do that? Well, now for them, anything they are working for camp that even when somebody they out of power, say Madabio is no longer president, but in still they control the party or whatever. People and therefore go they bow down before them for make them become MP.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah. They happen to SPC right now. Let's just talk the truth. Now, if they happen to we right, if they happen to we right now, and Escoma, even where he don't resign, so he still gets sway in the party. You know, he get influence. So that's a natural thing anyway.
and Eskoroma, I know how many you go they look as an individual. Me they look as uh, um, uh, the millions of people who don't vote for him. That position to be president, whosoever be president, not an ordinary person. It can never be an ordinary person. No, it's a very big mistake to equate somebody who don't be once a president to an ordinary person. No, it is not.
Well,
People then don't entrust
what's
one
the
whole
difference
country.
between
Let
Madabio?
me learn. Let me learn. Person like that, they then don't entrust on the whole country.
Yeah.
He managed that ship. They say he land.
Mm-hmm.
Who say get for land? That person there who owe that person something. And what you would talk now about Anes Kuruma, it is past. The constitution has changed and everything that happened there has passed. Let's move forward. The
Yeah,
APC
yeah,
where
but
we get right now,
what are the time for talk? You dey try for say if Madabio left power, he go one for influence the SLPP and he get that influence there. So people then get for go bow to for make them. That's the natural thing in any society. Even here in the United States, Obama still hold a lot of influences. Okay, even though people don't need to go bow to actually like Salome because of the differences in terms of the advancements and all those type of literacy, but it still hold a lot of influence within the Democrats. So now something we natural. You're not going
you
able to
are you
escape.
you are absolutely right. But what we are saying here is don't the best line of the convention, wherein we have a proportional representation system coming into play.
Uh-huh.
That idea of cronyism or for go label, it go rain more
I agree.
than when the person get for go first, he get now for go first the people Nainga for be highly competitive than the party competing on the behalf of the people. So Naime can say some people what they in power, they want this system to work so that they as individuals they are benefiting tomorrow.
Okay.
Because they want the system to work. That is the best line.
All right. All right. Let's
Uh-huh.
go to the next comment. Luki Shaban says, "Hi TPN. I feel sorry for Sierra Leonean. Why can't they listen to the people and debate about how we can move the country forward? It is sad." Yeah, my Luki Shaban. This has been the unfortunate part of multi-party democracy, wherein there is a multi-party democracy. You get different opinion, and when you get different opinion, you get different you get different debates and all those type of things. This get for happen, it happen. But what you talk now, a true statement for say, let's discuss about things then way they benefit the country, way they make the country go before. Unfortunately, within the happen within the APC, within the country, is that people are more focusing on partyism. This Nami party are the defender, he do bad are the defender, he do good are the defender. They are not looking at the interest of the party, the country. They are tied to the party. And this proportional representation, it just they give them people and they more, um, you know, more reason for tie into the party more than they tie into the country. Because now, if na the party na in the determine whether they go na parliament, whether they go represent what constituency, then it means if you want for go there, they go na the constituency where you want for go run. If they go na the party they go bribe, na the party you get for go make sure say you get good relationship with the party. That's not the unfortunate part. So yes, in as much as the proportional representation get advantages, but these are some of the disadvantages. And as somebody we actually in a patriot, I always they look at waiting at the benefit of
He
the
should go.
country.
As he's going, he go. But he doesn't know what he's doing. Now he can't go. You need to wait for it.
I go pull you first until uh, okay. You done?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. All right, so that's not the thing this, okay? So now let's go to Peter Dauda. Peter Dauda say the high level of illiteracy in Sierra Leone makes it impossible for people to make important political decisions by themselves. Oh, okay. Well, if the people will not trust the people, but we trust the people representative, waiting at the difference. Cyber, can you chime in here because you read you say because I don't say deep and drive. You say um Peter Dowda say the high level of illiteracy in Sierra Leone makes it impossible for people to make important political decisions by themselves. So what did they try for talk about? People are not going able to make a political decision by themselves. So what in the argument here is presumably I'm just trying to speculate. I'm not able to read what in I mind, but what in I think now they try for talk about. Well, it is better for make the party then decide for the people than the people then decide for themselves because of the high level of illiteracy. Go ahead.
Well, what you mean they say is what you mean they say is there are theories or they support the view say development not they take place wherein the population, at least the population enough 40% literate. And when when they talk about that development, it includes political development, the ability to take wise decisions. So if people they're not able to make meaningful decisions, they go bring a system will require some education. I don't think what you aim you go achieve them. Now I make I can beg for differ with people working talk say if you support a government or if you support a particular president like President Madabio, you may not know the genuine motive or the objective why Madabio get in mind why he became president. If you really know, say, Madabio, your objective is to enrich himself, get absolute power, then you dey pray for that person there to succeed. Well, when succeed Pauna, if they bring them kind of policies there, what they are lucky, the country. It's
So,
difficult
so
for
to
make
be
it.
to understand your stand, are you against the proportional representation?
For now, yes.
Okay. All right. Well,
It- it-
um, now we go to the next one. Okay. Before we go that, I just want to say something on Peter Dauda. I want to make we get this understanding. Say yes, like what cyber enjoy talk for say in order for a country to develop rapidly to the rate where it's supposed for develop a country like Sierra Leone, you can forget a lot of people we educated, we are literate people them. However, literacy is not the determinant for development. It is a factor. Patriotism is the determinant for development. Because if you look back in the 1700 in Sierra Leone, you compare the literacy at that time and today, you will not say it's over a thousand percent increase in terms of the what they call. But then people they live in a very comfortable life. I don't want to say that they develop like what they develop today. But during the new time, they develop very good. So you can get your education if you're not patriotic. If you're not somebody who not logical, somebody who like your country, in fact, you will end up for use your education for destroy the country. And now they happen with politicians today. Most of the people the way they destroy that country day today, not to illiterate people them. The illiterate people them are just kind of victims of the very literate people them where we believe in that they're supposed to develop the country. So the determinant factor for the development of the country is based on patriotism. I just want to make that clear. All right, let's go to Lukushaban. Lukushaban said, people like us, we just care about the country and the people. I don't have any first blood like in Sierra Leone. Yeah. Well, yeah, people we actually like what you talk to, they just care about the country, then just want for no if a government kind of power, then go do the right thing for the people of Sierra Leone. Because if the country develop, if the president succeed, the country they succeed. If the country doesn't succeed, we go there at ease overseas in the diaspora. Because I will tell you for free, waiting they go on as alone today. So even though it dey happen now, we don't count yourself will live so, but we they feel the pinch just like the one the way they na salon, especially the one the way get people there here. Now we they foot the bill. Every month you get for send 500 $1,000 or even more, or it depends how many families we responsible at that country dey. So when that country they look better, it better for everybody. So let we get that in mind, saying whether you're not APC, you're not SLPP, the country in development is greater and better for everybody than small political party. Who would they pam? I don't know if you want to go if you want to say something before I go to the next one.
Well, now the issue that they talk, I just want to add where they talk about patriotism. I want make you bear in mind say that not every educated person is politically educated. Not every educated person is politically educated. It's like if they talk about chemistry near Baibure, when Baibure don't know what in a titration, Baibure don't know nothing. So some people then they come into politics, not that they know about the issues of governance, not that they've been following the issues of governance, now for can make money. The only point where I differ from you, where you say the people where they destroy the country, not all the illiterate there. They are because they have the inability to know that Baibura is a bad leader, Baibura is a bad representation. If they're able to get knowledge, we're able to tell them, say, our leaders, no, this is not the type of leader. This guy cannot be. But just because they cannot make that decision, they just can't make that decision. That is why the country, they like I, they so. Our may accept. And who is responsible? They. They are responsible. You know why women started voting in America in 1921? Just because, for some reasons, people believe, say, women do not get the political education, or for take them, or for take, they get a tendency to misuse the vote. Then they misuse the ballot. They misuse the ballot. And when people misuse the ballot as a result of ignorance, this is not the disaster we face. So all man they rob them, including Baibure.
So I agree with you in some points for say yes. We are all perpetrators of the deplorable situation at that country there. And I agree with you. So when I say the people that are the politicians that are educated and then they spoil the country, and not in the context of remember Bible you don't grow up in a salon. It's very difficult for make you run for election na your own constituency, somebody no vote for you. Even if you're not the bad person. They no say you corrupt. But this family, tree mentality we will get now in they destroy Africa. Yes, it's good for value family because without family you are nothing. But you get for try for shifter out within the family they bring into the larger society. So I don't think say it is an inability coming from the illiterate people because we self when are educated people, we did do the same thing. Why we not they vote for somebody where we know say this person is better than the other person? We dey do am because this na my brother, oh na my brother, oh na my countryman, oh na my tribesman. So yes, I agree with you. Say we all responsible, but it has nothing to do with illiteracy. The problem where I see where they defend some of the illiteracy them, um, like mama them so you understand. Then send we in a school. Then pay school fees for we. For make we go educate. And then trust we. That's not one of the things I want them. Then trust we for same because we don't go get education, we are better than them. So then they give we that responsibility, say, when I make decision for you. If they give you that responsibility, therefore, say, let we make decision for them. Why would they betray them? Then trust, would they betray them? Would they call now? Would they come back and can't blame them for say that they no get the ability for make them choose the way they call. While you, now educated person, but you know say candidate X is a bad person, but because now you brother, because now the same party on a day, you they vote for that candidate. Day. So it's a little bit murky for just say because they not get the ability. We all not get that ability because of that relationship mentality we will get. Go ahead before we go to the next one. If you want for respond, if you don't want for respond, we'll go to the next one.
Doc, Doc, you get some salient points. You get some points. The only thing where I dey say is that when we betray somebody trust, you for know say this don't betray your trust. And remember, we are dealing with the human being. Even democracies there, who don't last for over 400 years. Then get certain individual there, where they try for subvert, where they try for attack the democracy, or attack the democracy. We they see that they happen because we are dealing with human beings. Repeated mistake is the big problem.
Yeah.
When you know say this political party alternate the fool you alternate the fool, you know able to correct them. That's not the big thing because the human being where they try, the human being it they change at any time. As I say, even leading democracy, Donald Trump, we don't expect a human being like Donald Trump for exist in the 21st century America. What they try for subvert elections, yes.
Ah,
And they are the leading democracy. But they
I
have
know. I agree. So you
they
see,
have those type of human beings.
so yeah, now you support me. Point say it has nothing to do with illiteracy. It has something to do with relational perspective or aspect. Now let's go to the next one. Lukushaban says, "I have never voted and I haven't been for a long time. I listen to what is going on because I love my country, Sierra Leone." All right, thank you. And he also say, first bloodline, I mean no mother, father, brother, sister, children, no nieces and nephew. None of them have to vote. I took my kids once they have bad experience. All right. Are you saying you know get no first bloodline as alone? What did that mean? Maybe you can make out let we understand at all. You know get no family in a salon. So now you're the only person we come as alone. All your family, none of them not in a salon. I explain that now we know. All right, Peter Dauda say, how will the PR system benefit the smaller party in Sierra Leone? All right, Peter Dauda, thanks for the question. I think I've been give a presentation. Let me share the presentation again. Maybe I'll talk about that actually. All right, let me remove this first.
I want to go to my computer.
All right, let me go to okay, right here. Let me pull you. We can call first. Let's see. All right. I can't explain again for the benefit of those who we just joined before. After I don't explain that. This now the presentation we have been talk about. Okay. Let's say within the district you get 10 seats, right? Right now the system will get Nasalum, winners takes all. Even if the post let's say for example APC and SLPP, right? Now let's say Nakailaum. Let's say APC get 30% of the vote. SLPP gets 70% of the vote. There is no representation for the 30% at all, even though APC gets 30% of that vote, Nakailahu. So the minority is non-existent in the current system where we they use. But in a proportional representation, let's say party A, let's label party A as the APC, party B na the SLPP. Let we say na Bomboli. Okay. Na Bomboli, let we say APC gets 60% of the votes now, Bambali, right? The SLPP gets 40%. Now, what thing happen within the 10 seats? The APC will get 6 seats and the SLPP will get 4 seats. Okay? So this means even the minority then get represented. The 40% will vote for the SLPP, then get 4 seats. The 60% who are the majority will vote for the APC, then get 6 seats. So this now the main benefit of proportional representation in the context of multi-party democracy. Yeah, you can bring in even the NGC. If let's say the NGC in the 10 seat, the NGC get 10%, the APC get maybe 60%, the SLPP get 30%. Now so then they divide them. The the APC gets six seats, the SLPP get 3 seats, and the one we bring the 10%, he gets 1 seat. So I hope say this explain exactly what are the benefits of the PR system in multi-party democracy, especially for the 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 smaller group. All right, let me bring in.
If I want to be more simplistic, they compare them to the constituency. When the constituency vote cards na overall na 2,000, one person gets 1,500. The other one get 500. The one with the 500 is winner takes all.
Right now.
In the constituency, yes. Whereas in the block system, when they make on the whole district, that number of votes where the other party they get they give them some element of representation at parliament.
Yeah.
Not to one green party no more, they end up getting everything at the districts. So these are the elements that if the SLPP get 30% there, that 30% you work out of the valid cast, the valid vote cast, they give them 2 or 1%. And the system, you go back what they call the largest remainder. Then get what they call the largest remainder in the distribution of the seats there. For example, if me get in a particular voting, if me get something like 6.5%, the other person get 3.5%, that gets the way how that remainder of vote, how it's going to be distributed to the person who get the highest remainder. Then they first distribute the whole in thousands, in a block of thousands. Then the person will get the largest remainder. Line that Kifiba like say we then can round up per mathematics, the one nearest to the nearest tenth number or to the nearest whole.
Yeah.
So all those things are the principle, but then they define everything before the system starts to work. But it is a problem now for Sierra Leone to have it. One, confidence, the political confidence in the country, it is at its lowest ebb, more than in the history of the country. So we need to restore confidence to begin to bring them for them kind of thing and they. And make a law where they benefit one green in the interest of one green political party or for just two people. Now recipe for disaster.
Yeah, let the SLPP wait where we can power, then we can implement them. SLPP we are not implementers. We are wait after the 2023 election where we can power, then we go able to implement them. Okay. So all right, Fatmata Bangura say true. Well, I think say Fatmata Bangura they try for agree with what they try for talk about. If you get any question, don't hesitate for send your question at the comment section of the we are almost out of time. We'll get only about 5 minutes. Is it five? Yeah, 6 minutes to go. We done by 1:30 here, which is 3:30 over. Is it 3:30? 4:30 over there right now. So East Coast. So we get about 6 more minutes to go. So if you want for be part of this discussion, within the next 6 minutes, you can put you comment at the comment section of your platform. This is not the topic, this proportional representation, whether it's a good or bad idea for Sierra Leone. That's not the topic this will discuss. And I've been done in the beginning of the broadcast, give a presentation where I try for explain in the simplest term within a proportional representation and how it could benefit and it not go benefits the society. Okay. So if you get any question within the next 5 minutes, do them. But again, I just want for try for burn out the 5 minutes we left for saying I want to emphasize this, and I don't talk so many times because some people then will just think say, oh, then they talk this because of the disadvantage way and your party gets. No, no, it's not. Yes, I know. Say yes. When it comes to, I know what to make the SLPP, then they try for bring this. I very well know, and I believe, say, and I hope, say, with leadership now the APC, they know exactly what to make. Then they bring this. There is the SLPP, then very very smart, oh, and they need somebody way smarter than them. Now, ain't go make the way they think, we they interpret for them. Now the best people the way we able for project what the SLPP they go then call. The SLPP, and I don't talk about this so many times, then they come for can compete now the north, not for can win. Okay? They know they can compete for can win. Then they come for make them can test the water. Now kind of an experimentation. Then they can make for see how they go able push, what they go able get from the north. And throughout the 4 years, where they go and call, then try for look at the different elections, the by elections, we don't come, then try for get this aggregate way and say, oh yeah, I think say if we bring in the proportional representation, we gain more than the APC. Because I don't know, but we are not able, the APC is not able to infiltrate the south and the east part of the country the way the SLPP not able for infiltrate and convince a lot of people that are the north and west part of the country. And we are in a very big disadvantage here. The western part of the country is for everybody. Yes, now APC stronghold, but you get all the people the way they think of. You get all the tribes that you get, all the political parties living in this western area. So that's now a battleground. The SLPP know about this. The north, well, now a liberal region, and I don't talk about this so many times. They know the votes. Well, maybe recently they don't begin do that, but before they not been a vote for party. They not been tied themselves to a political party. And they give a proof to that. The data were able to prove me right. They not been a vote for the party. The South and East, they not they vote for the individual. We did not then they vote for the individual. Then they look at the individual and based on the individual and they vote for. The South and the East, then they vote for, they know they look at the individual, then they vote for the party. That's not the differences between the North and the South. Because if you look at the data in 1996, what you make Tijan Kabaka na power? Not the North. They not vote for the SLPP, they vote for Tijan Kaba. Yep. And when you look at consistently from 1996 to present day, the SLPP then they bring more votes na the North than the way the APC they bring votes na the East or South of the country. Go look. Even at the NEC website, all the information they do. Just go there and you go begin read through. You go see exactly what are they talk so. So the SLPP understand these dynamics. So the best way, if they left and so no more, 1-to-1, it's very difficult for make the SLPP do much. But if they make a proportional representation, we're not a bulk, oh man, if not myself, they implement that. So this is the motive of the SLPP for bringing the proportional representation at this particular time when they know say then they're in a very very difficult situation because of the mistakes they wouldn't don't do. Now they want for win by this way, and if we have to postpone this, I don't talk say the SLPP for wait for us after the 2023 election. Now we discuss about the proportional representation. Now a very good idea, but let them wait first. Anyway, go ahead, Baibuna, you get the last word.
Okay, thank you, Doctor, once more. Well, it's just for me to say the SLPP, they were never smart people. Because for pursue something we say you not get for last, something we not get for work, you not get the ability for able to discern for men no say what they is wrong. They're not able to know say Africanist press they exist. Then begin they loot the country money. Now Africanists they produce all kind of evidence against them. For say then they come with commission of inquiry and they fight corruption. OB say no, it was never a fight for corruption. Now a fight for make them thief. Now I make why then they put white paper for Kemo right now? Say if they make now instrument for made them use for made them marginalize the opposition. Then they know say if they give the country bad name, if they make them youth man, they know they get jobs because foreign investors they know they come. So the young man then for no say would not able to make them get job. Now what is the government they do? Because if they drive investors then at the country. People that will get money in the country and they keep their money in their bank because the real government, all person talk, then go lock them, all person do this, then go do them. Then they not to find political climate outside the economy they thrive. So would they make people and go hungry? Now the SLPP they make people and go without hungry, then they go without jobs and then they go hungry. So this are they say. So
So you don't reverse your position, right?
for say
For say now the people them now they get the problem, not to the politicians them. So now you don't reverse. You see now the politician and they get the problem because now then they make the people then go hungry, right? I just want to know.
No, me, I want the people and decide for 2023 election. May they know say na SLPP na irresponsible. So make them APC chance. Now that one that talk down there. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mike. Let me just quickly, Michael Coker say, from what you guys have explained, it will seem like the PR system is a fairer system. Yes, yes, yeah, definitely. Because in fact, the PR system, like I said, it gets a lot of these advantages, but it also gets disadvantages. We also get for look at like what in Bible I say the literacy rates and the mentality, or we call them psychological aspects of the people in a salon. And because when they try for introduce, not for the first time this them do this where I think well then do a 1996, 1996.
Right.
Yeah, then do I think now
It was
2000.
a crisis method. A crisis method.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so not for the first time this we do but we move away from that. It get advantages, to be honest with you, it get advantages because they make people then they the only thing when me get where I want for make we do out of all jokes because the joke have been they make where I say let the SLPP wait for us. Well, na partisan talk down there anyway. But I want for make the APC party continue for do elections, internal election within the APC party because we no one for take Usef again. Usa we don't come on. We don't see how it destroy him. We go back, we go begin game three, four people then and then they determine whether go in at that list there. It come back it cause more problem because now it is written in the constitution. So you're not going to be able to escape that. In as much as the only thing way down the way and call it just give him more we then call say let's do elections primaries before ahead of time we'll get how many people them let's do that primary the quick ahead of time we know now for say this person he want for run for this he want for run for this nine win this nine win this nine win when the time reach now hey we get the list very simple now the list this so now that one that I want but the proportional representation is good in some ways. APC had 11 years. What exactly did they do to improve the lives of the people? This government has failed us, but APC did as well. Maybe we should try NGC. Oh, Bible, this na job for you.
No, no. It's not a matter of the NGC. The NGC then gets a long way to go for now.
Yeah.
The APC, you see the differences where the APC make. Constructed roads, build international confidence. They see if how people in the talk about the APC now so before rule. Believe me, the former president of the APC would have been dead by now. The current government, if I don't take advantage of that, then it take and nobody know the talk. But the standing way he get with the international circle, the lawyers the way and will be say oh, the international binoculars, they all they focus on and now then they watch her. I which man they watch and otherwise, mother be before don't kill her long since. So
No,
that
no,
standing
no,
I
no. Let's face the
that
facts. Bible. I know
that
say we don't go out of time, but let's face the facts. Let me tell you one thing which you don't know. Maybe you don't know, but maybe you know what them call. I will tell you say an escroma, madabio, na body. Me, I dey tell you this now. Yes, forget about what you there in a public or something like that. What they go on social media. Now body them. What then they talk behind the scene. You don't know, we may not know. So let we not die for each and any of them. Them politicians say now people then they use we, then laugh we, and then just imagine. Maybe you get a lot of information we me get about the secret collaborations between the APC folks and the SLPP folks. They know they kind of public and tell you, see, now this actually, now the relationship between you. Wait, then kind of public, then they hala, then they cause. Wait, then go that, then they go see on a bad and drink, then wait, then go. So then, nobody no go die for any politicians because you see the other side, they try for castigate that, that way, then go. Let we just left the normal. But I go tell you for free, for say, an Escoma and Madabio, na body them. There are certain secrets where Madabio don't reveal to an Escoma. Where me know. One of them is an escoma in Pekin, where them accused for that journalist. So a lot of people they don't know that then they go and die for them politicians. And me, are too smart enough for make I put myself to that anyway.
Now, mortal man, they deal with. I know they eat bread for mortal man, na mortal man. But OT come na in the open na media address.
I know,
Okay, so
yeah,
all
I know.
right. Mhm.
I totally agree with you. Okay, guys, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to take this opportunity for thank una for this wonderful session where we don't go through. I really appreciate Mr. Baibure Cyber Njai for in eloquence and in way of putting things in a more clear way. And I also want to thank una all the way contribute towards this discussion. As una always know, please, if you come at this forum and at this platform, we want your idea. Knowledge is universal. There is no exclusivity when it comes to knowledge. It's universal. Wetin I don't know, maybe you sabi am. Wetin you not sabi, maybe the other person sabi am. But like what they interact to, una they put una comments at the comment section, we go able learn from una self go able learn from we. So this na the uniqueness of the TPM. We always allow people them. We not to broadcasters them. No, we not to broadcaster. We not educators them. So we always they come and can learn and also teach about what they go on at that country. I hope say una benefit from this proportional representation discussion who me and Master Cyber Enjoy make today. So we'll go see una back the same time, the same place here. So next week, when I just tune in, and yeah, if you did watch me from YouTube, now for share this broadcast because we want more people for make them able for know what thing they go on, so that themselves then go able to be part of this. Okay, everything is going as good as it has been. It's been 11 years. We still day on right. All right, everyone.